Thanks to Anthony, Destroyer of Worlds, for my sub-gift. Mummy hassle.
What's going on, everybody?
9 months hassle.
Everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hasanabi broadcast coming to you live from sunny and beautiful California, Los Angeles. We are live and alive, folks. And I hope the boys, girls, and NBs are having a fantastic day. It is Wednesday, April 14, 2021, 11:09 a.m., and I am right on time, as a matter of fact. Right on time. Now, today was the day where I was supposed to play basketball with TSN Mythological, Mo
Got the
Yasuo,
vaccine yesterday. Day boys feeling extra gay and autistic right now, Pog.
Jake and Bake Live, Will Neff, and even a special guest, Noel Miller. Unfortunately, however, because I am a gigantic softie and I got a little boo-boo on my arm, and also because I don't have insurance at the moment. Well, I think I have insurance now, but the coverage starts on May 1st. I didn't want to go and like maybe injure myself or some shit like that. You know what I mean? While I don't have insurance and don't want to fuck myself up.
Companies, I hate them so
but
much
more
that I am
IRL
just
streams
going
are
to
coming.
say it. America deserved to
Health or car insurance? No, health insurance, my friend, not car insurance. Car insurance doesn't do shit. Hey, son, I'm a big fan of yours. My dog died Monday. His name was Rocco. He's over 11 years old. Can you get a shout out? Shout out to Rocco, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. 5G waves are permeating through my, coursing through my veins, boys. I mean, it's all over. My blood flow is literally just pumping out 5G coronavirus everywhere I go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. Ow. Yep, I'm forcibly feminized. I have finally gotten the autism and homosexuality serum. Anyway, regardless though, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling actually pretty good. It's just my left shoulder is in a little bit of pain. It's not like terrible. It's just, like I said, a little bit of pain, but I just didn't want to risk it. Okay? I didn't want to risk it to get the biscuit. What's on the agenda today? There's a lot of news to cover still, as always, even though it's a lighter news day than the other days. But Biden is announcing that he is going to end America's longest war. That is, I think, literally right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's supposed to start in 3 minutes, I believe, if it hasn't already. Yeah, it's gonna start in like 3 minutes, so we'll go to that and we'll see what happens. No, not America's longest war on drugs, not even the war on terrorism for the most part, but instead just America's war in Afghanistan. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. I've talked about how apprehensive I was with Donald Trump, even though I did like Donald Trump's decision to end the war in Afghanistan and wanted to pull out. I was totally on board with that when Donald Trump was talking about it. And I feel the exact same way with Joe Biden as well. However, I'm still terrified of the prospect. Fuck. See, you're debating me. You are debating me. This is the time for the broadcast. This is the time of the broadcast where we talk about personal news. Okay? This is not time to talk about the news yet. I will get to the news in a second, okay? RIP Bernie Madoff. You know, we'll get to that in a second. Chet just dropped the White Boy Summer. What the fuck? Dude, why would you do this? Why would you fucking... Chet just dropped White Boy Summer music video, and I click on it without looking, and it says J&J vaccine paused by the FDA after Kyle takes it. I mean, Kyle is literally prime, like, especially old Kyle Kalinske is like prime White Boy Summer prospect, but you motherfucker, dude. Anyway, 35,000 of my followers were bots. Check it. Did I lose 35k followers? Oh no, dude. X lost 2 million. I think there was a lot of follower bots. Yeah, I've reported them when I've had like a massive influx of bots that followed. Back in the day, like I told Twitch, like I was like, dude, they're fucking following me like crazy. We immediately informed them. There's not really anything you can do. You can't like block people from following, you know. But okay, thank you for the white boy summer take. Yeah, apparently Twitch has like a lot of fake engagement on Twitch. They're follow botting, maybe they're view botting too. I don't know. Where the fuck are my view bots, dude? That's my question. Where are my view bots, motherfucker? What's happening? Huh? It's hard to handle from a code perspective though. Yeah, probably. Yeah, the view bots also leave during Grand Theft Auto RP. That's just the people in Discord unfollowing you? Oh, maybe. That probably is. Speaking of Discord, like... Speaking of Discord, yeah, there's like the type of Twitch chatter that I fucking cannot... Like, the type of community member that I literally cannot fucking stand is so prominent. On my mind, on top of mine. Yesterday I had some issues. I mean, I've been doing like 8 to 10 hour streams and it's been going well so far. I tried to stop it at 10. I try to stop first. I like you know, ask myself, should I stop it right now at you know, 8 hours? And then I say, should I stop myself at 10 hours? So that's what I've been trying to do. And so far it's been all right. I mean, I feel good. Like, I don't feel like it's it's work. You know what I mean? Because it was starting to feel like work, and you never want that. You never, I never want that personally. Like, the real reason why I'm fucking scheduled for my second appointment. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, RIP Bernie Madoff. He would have loved NFTs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need a subathon, Hassan. Let's go. I'm not going to do a subathon, brother. Like, maybe. Maybe in the future for, like, a specific cause or some shit. So... as far as everything goes, as far as beat Ludwig's record, no, there's no way I'll be able to do that. Let's be real. Anyway, listen. Fuck the subathon shit for a second. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't really care about that. What I was gonna say is, personal news wise, lowering the hours that I'm streaming to like 8 and 10 it's been a lot better. This is a leftist chat. We're too poor for subathon. It doesn't matter. Subathon is not just about like subathon isn't just about like fucking your own community. It's a hype thing. So like everyone from off the platform, on the platform, depending on how far it reaches, will literally join in just to fucking participate. Like, motherfuckers weren't, like, watching Ludwig because they love watching him sleep. They were watching because they wanted to feel like they were a part of a big event. You know what I mean? Like, people enjoy participating in, like, an event that's bigger than them. If everyone does a subathon, it devalues it. Everyone literally did a subathon after Ludwig did. After Ludwig started the subathon, everyone started it. Doing an uncapped subathon was brilliant. Straight up from like a business point of view is brilliant. It was really fucking smart. Ludwig, I've talked about this so many times. He's a brilliant motherfucker. He's a brilliant son of a bitch. He really is. He is super smart. Like, Of course, all the smart stuff that he does, content-wise or mogul move-wise, if I did, you would literally fucking put me on a cross and murder me. You know what I mean? Like, you would... Like... If I did a mogul move style brand where I was trying to make money on purpose, you would literally fucking kill me. Which is not a problem when other people do it. Don't get me wrong. Why don't you suck his cock? Oh, I'd slobber on his knob if I could, brother. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's great. I like him. I know his sister. I've known his sister before I even knew him for a very long time. He's great. Anything new on the merch side? No new updates on the merch side because we are not here to help you make millions. ... Like, this is what I mean. This is literally the reason why. Like, I can't even start talking about why I wouldn't do a subathon because, like, motherfuckers are already throwing ... at me. I just want you guys to treat me fairly, okay? Some members of the community, I want you to have the same standards and the same level of expectations that you do of all of your content creators. Because I feel like sometimes it gets a little heavy for me, okay? Sometimes it gets a little goddamn heavy here, brothers and sisters and MBs. You have like an insanely fucking short fuse for shit that I do versus like you will then go and you know, have your problematic faves or whatever the fuck. Like, let me be your problematic fave, motherfucker, okay? Anyway. Daff adapts to the new meta. What the fuck is that? Anyway, podcast not dead at the moment. No, we're working on podcast shit too. Don't worry. No live notification 17 minutes in, by the way. Sometimes it's just... Sometimes it's like that. What are you gonna do? Do a stun lockathon? Shout out to both my problematic and non-problematic fave. Yeah. You specifically have a live notification issue? Haven't got one in weeks? I mean, I don't know, dude. Just fucking hit that bell. Isn't there like a bell to notify people? Let's see. I mean, you're in here. The thing is, I'm live pretty much at every single day. I'm live pretty much at the same hour, right? So it's not like the bell doesn't work. Isn't there a bell though? Like, what do you do? Wait, I haven't followed myself, boys. What the fuck? Oh, I can't follow myself. I don't know how this works. Like, I love when one chatter has an issue, they just assume it's for everyone. Just shut the fuck up. No, it's Twitch notification warnings have always been kind of an issue for a lot of content creators. It's just like, especially if you have a consistent stream schedule and you like either start before, not after, but if you start before, it really fucks it up. It like literally will just not, you just won't inform people. Yeah, and the thing is like, I try to be as reliable as possible. I want to always be here, same time, same place, every fucking day. You know, I personally feel, I've talked about this before, like I have the other side of the parasocial behavior where like I feel responsible to a degree, which I probably shouldn't, but I do. That's why I get so fucking heated when people in the community say shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's why it hits different when someone who's like a member, who's been a member of my community for like 12 months or 14 months or 15 months, like when they say shit, like it hurts my feelings way more. You know, it's like I've been you know, I've been fucking streaming every goddamn day trying to entertain you for like 2 years probably, and then you then turn around and say some stupid ass shit. Anyway, maybe Maybe I treat my long-term community members with different long-term community members differently as well. Just like you guys treat me differently than other content creators. Anyway, are you fasting? I can't tell if you're actually Muslim or just joking. No, I'm not fasting, dude. I've fucking never. I fasted like once years ago just to try it out, just for funsies. I am not a religious person at all, remotely religious. But hey, you know, Ramadan Mubarak. For all the Muslims that are good Muslims that are. Oh, last thing I was gonna say about personal news is you guys sent me something in the PO box that I never thought I would use, but I was running out of body wash. So something that you guys sent me in the PO box was this Lush body wash. Okay, it's like some fucking crazy like vegan soap. Like I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like Lush, right? You guys know what that is? It's like vegan soap, okay? And I use like I started using like pretty expensive body wash, just like filtering that in because I was just always using Dove, right? And then one time I tried like Aesop. You guys know what that is? That shit's fucking super expensive. It's like perfumed and everything, but it makes me feel so good, like the scent. And that shit is like super expensive though, so I don't usually use it because it's like ridiculous, you know. It's for special occasions, and I don't really have a lot of special occasions, so it's just been sitting there for a long time, right? So anyway, someone sent me this Lush soap, and I opened it. Okay, and it's green. I don't know what it's called. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe I can find it. Oh, it's this one. Lord of Misrule. Okay. Yo. Look at this. Okay. Are you ready for this? It's this shit. And it's literally this color. Okay. It's literally this color. So I'm using it, and first I open it, and it smells like really, really powerful. Like it's got really, really powerful scent. I take it out of the bottle, and I fucking put it on my skin, and my skin is green. My entire skin was green, dude. And I was like, oh my God, someone fucked with me and literally sent me like actual body paint. Someone literally sent me body paint to fuck with me, but it was closed, right? It was like a closed bottle. So I was like, I don't know how the fuck they did this. And I realized like, oh shit, no, it's just after I tried to like scrub it off, it came off pretty easily. I realized that it's just like whatever kind of fucking vegan, cruelty-free shit that they use as their ingredients that like straight up looks like food coloring. But goddamn, it smells so good, dude. I smell fucking delicious, dude. I like I don't know what it is. Like I can smell myself, and it's weird. I don't know how to describe it. Like being able to smell yourself is Lush your sponsor? Yes, dude. It's a fucking hashtag ad, bitch. I literally never do fucking ads. And when I do ads, I tell you like months in advance. Okay? Months in fucking advance. Let me describe one thing without you fucking freaking out. It stands out to you more because it's different than your usual scent? I think so. Men learning how to switch from 3-in-1 to actual hygiene methods is fourth wave feminism. Dude, I don't know what it is. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. I'm fucking... It's the vaccine, boys. We were talking about an event you were doing yesterday. No, I'm not. That's not even a hashtag ad. It's just the 100 Thieves Uno tournament that I'm going to participate in. They've already revealed it, so I can talk about it now. We were talking about it last week at the basketball thing too. Like, we literally talked about it at basketball. We were supposed to do basketball today as well, but I was a little worried. Anyway, I got the Blue Waste soap bar, and I don't remember what it was called, but it left me blue lol. It smelled great though. Yeah, it smells really good. Lush is overpowering shit. I've been to one of their physical stores, and it's hard to be in there for more than a few minutes. Yeah, I feel like if the same energy with the scent continues within their stores, like, that shit's gonna be hard, dude. That's gonna be like, it would give you headaches probably. Which Aesop soap is best? Because I want to grab one, but they're too expensive for me to get some bomb ass flavor. Dude, don't go Aesop. It's way too expensive. It's like low key not worth, in my opinion. Oh, Biden is live and announcing that he's withdrawing troops from Afghanistan.
And sparked an American promise that we went to Afghanistan in 2001 to root out Al-Qaeda, to prevent future terrorist attacks against the United States.
I'll tweet that I'm live right now. Bring the Normans in. We'll look at this for a little bit, and then we'll fucking move on. If it's boring, we'll leave this and go to the news.
And I supported that military action along with overwhelming majority of the members of Congress. More than 7 years later, in 2008, weeks before we swore the oath of office, President Obama and I were about to swear, President Obama asked me to travel to Afghanistan and report back on the state of the war in Afghanistan. I flew to Afghanistan, to the Kunar Valley, a rugged mountainous region on the border with Pakistan. What I saw on that trip reinforced my conviction that only the Afghans have the right and responsibility to lead their country, and that more and endless American military force could not create or sustain a durable Afghan government. I believed that our presence in Afghanistan should be focused on the reason we went in the first place, to ensure Afghanistan would not be used as a base from which to attack our homeland again. We did that. We accomplished that objective. I said, among with others, we'd follow Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell if need be. That's exactly what we did, and we got him. It took us close to 10 years to put President Obama's commitment into form, and that's exactly what happened. Osama bin Laden was gone. That was 10 years ago. Think about that. We delivered justice to bin Laden a decade ago, and we've stayed in Afghanistan for a decade since. Since then, our reasons for remaining in Afghanistan have become increasingly unclear, even as the terrorist threat that we went to fight evolved. Over the past 20 years, the threat has become more dispersed, metastasizing around the globe. Al-Shabaab in Somalia, Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, al-Nusra in Syria, ISIS attempting to create a caliphate in Syria and Iraq and establishing affiliates in multiple countries in Africa and Asia. With the terror threat now in many places, keeping thousands of troops grounded and concentrated in just one country at a cost of billions each year makes little sense to me and to our leaders. We cannot continue the cycle of extending or expanding our military presence in Afghanistan, hoping to create ideal conditions for the withdrawal and expecting a different result. I'm now the 4th United States president to preside over American troop presence in Afghanistan. 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. I will not pass this responsibility on to a 5th. After consulting closely with our allies and partners, with our military leaders and intelligence personnel, with our diplomats and our development experts, with the Congress and the Vice President, as well as with Mr. Ghani and many others around the world, I've concluded that it's time to end America's longest war. It's time for American troops to come home. When I came to office, I inherited a diplomatic agreement duly negotiated between the government of the United States and the Taliban that all U.S. forces would be out of Afghanistan by May 1, 2021, just 3 months after my inauguration. That's what we inherited, that commitment. It's perhaps not what I would have negotiated myself, but it was an agreement made by the United States government. And that means something. So in keeping
Bro,
with
this
that
is
agreement,
literally what Mitch
with our national
McConnell is
interest,
saying, dude.
the United States will begin our final withdrawal, begin it on May 1 of this year.
Yeah, legitimately concerned
We'll not
about women's
conduct a
rights
hasty rush to the exit.
as we
We'll do it responsibly,
gazillions of dollars to
deliberately,
Saudi
and safely.
Arabia.
And we will do it in full coordination with our allies and partners who now have more forces in Afghanistan than we do. And the Taliban should know that if they attack us as we draw down, we will defend ourselves and our partners with all the tools at our disposal. Our allies and partners have stood beside us, shoulder to shoulder in Afghanistan for almost 20 years. And we're deeply grateful for the contributions they have made to our shared mission and for the sacrifices they've borne. The plan has long been in together, out together. U.S. troops, as well as forces deployed by our NATO allies and operational partners, will be out of Afghanistan before we mark the 20th anniversary of that heinous attack on September 11th. But we'll not take our eye off the terrorist threat. We'll reorganize our counterterrorism capabilities and the substantial assets in the region to prevent reemergence of terrorists with a threat to our homeland from over the horizon. We'll hold the Taliban accountable.
Taliban!
Not to allow any terrorist to threaten the United States or its allies from Afghan soil. The Afghan government has made that commitment to us as well, and we'll focus our full attention on the threat we face today. In my direction, my team is refining our national strategy to monitor and disrupt significant terrorist threats, not only in Afghanistan, but anywhere they may arise, and they're in Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and elsewhere. I spoke yesterday with President Bush to inform him of my decision. While he and I have had many disagreements over policy throughout the years, we're absolutely united in our respect and support for the valor, courage, and integrity of the women and men of the United States Armed Forces who served. I'm immensely grateful for the bravery and backbone that they have shown through nearly 2 decades of combat deployments. We as a nation are forever indebted to them and to their families. You all know that less than 1% of Americans serve in armed forces. The remaining 99% of them, we owe them. We owe them. They've never backed down from a single mission that we've asked of them. I've witnessed their bravery firsthand during my visits to Afghanistan. They've never wavered in their resolve. They've paid a tremendous price on our behalf. And they have the thanks of a grateful nation. While we'll not stay involved in Afghanistan militarily, our diplomatic and humanitarian work will continue. We'll continue to support the government of Afghanistan. We will keep providing assistance to the Afghan national defenses and security forces. And along with our partners, we have trained and equipped a standing force of over 300,000 Afghan personnel today and hundreds of thousands over the past 2 decades. And they'll continue to fight valiantly on behalf of the Afghans at great cost. They'll support peace talks, as we will support peace talks between the government of Afghanistan and the Taliban facilitated by the United Nations. And we'll continue to support
I'm going to talk
the
about
rights
my
of
big
Afghan
fears in a
women and
second,
girls
okay? My
by
big
maintaining
concerns about this entire
significant
process in a
humanitarian
brief
and
moment. Just
development
fucking wait. It's a
we'll
big
ask
deal,
other
boys.
countries-
This is a big deal.
Other
This
countries
is still
in
a
the
big
region
deal.
to do more to support Afghanistan, especially Pakistan, as well as Russia, China, India, and Turkey. They all have a significant stake in the stable future for Afghanistan. And over the next few months, we'll also determine what a continued U.S. diplomatic presence in Afghanistan will look like, including how we'll ensure the security of our diplomats. Now, look, I know there are many who will loudly insist that diplomacy cannot succeed without a robust U.S. military presence to stand as leverage. We gave that argument a decade. It's never proved effective. Not when we had 98,000 troops in Afghanistan, and not when we were down to a few thousand. Our diplomacy does not hinge on having boots in harm's way.
Bro, they're going to get like, they're going to do the Peshmerga shit, right? They're going to get like a bunch of Afghan women that are like pumped full of fucking money by the CIA to be like, we actually do love the military presence here. Okay. Some fucking rogue like general is going to work with the intelligence agency to like find a bunch of rogue Afghan women to be like, we love American military here. It's so fucking good. It's feminism. We have women soldiers. We want America to stay here. You know, they do very good. They pay the pedophile police department to, you know, they train them. They look the other way when the pedophile, you know, military is like fighting and doing a very good job. Please, please stay here, America. Very good. We love you. And then every fucking dumbass outlet that's already backed by the military-industrial complex, because those are their fucking main source of income beyond the healthcare industry, which, you know, brutalizes and colonizes Americans domestically, and the military-industrial complex, which brutalizes and colonizes everyone else around the world. Those are the two main fucking funders of our media, are going to literally act like this is a bad decision or some shit. It's gonna make me lose my fucking mind. Or the worst outcome of this, even worse outcome is going to be they're gonna celebrate this and say this is real fucking LGBTQ plus POG, and turn around and literally privatize it through mercenary forces, through Blackwater, through Eric Prince and the like, which we have already done. We have privatized a big part of our imperial endeavors, or we're continuing to do so. Hideo Kojima was fucking right. It's literally Kojimbo, baby. But they're going to be like, you know, they're going to be like Raytheon style, Human Rights Watch approved LGBTQ plus private military contractors that, you know, operate in the region.
From that point on, have full responsibility for this country's security by the end of that year. That was 7 years ago. So when will it be the right moment to leave? 1 more year? 2 more years? 10 more years? 10, 20, $30 billion more than the trillion we've already spent?
Biden's withdrawal plan is dumber than dirt. I mean,
not now.
Trump's withdrawal plan, so that's
how
kind of
we
weird.
got here. And in this moment, there's a significant downside risk to staying beyond May 1st without a clear timetable for departure. If we instead pursue the approach where U.S. exit is tied to conditions on the ground, we have to have clear answers to the following questions. Just what conditions be required to allow us to depart? By what means and how long would it take to achieve them, if they could be achieved at all?
Bro, this is literally what Trump was saying, by the way. Like, Trump was talking about pulling troops out of Afghanistan as well. That was, like, literally what he wanted to do. That was a signature accomplishment or whatever that he wanted to do.
In my view.
And now every Republican is mad at him. And every Republican is mad at Biden.
Later today, I'm going to visit Arlington National Cemetery, Section 60. And that's sacred memorial to American sacrifice.
Right?
Section
I assume.
Section 60
is where some both.
Is where our recent war dead are buried, including many of the women and men who died fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. There's no comforting distance in history in Section 60. The grief is raw. It's a visceral reminder.
Why are they trying to leave right now when the monthly death toll is on the rise? It seems like there'll never be a good time to leave, and that money will keep us there forever. It doesn't fucking matter. We should have left years ago, motherfucker.
Reminds me of the exact number of American troops killed in Iraq and Afghanistan. That exact number, not an approximation or rounded off number, because every one of those dead are sacred human beings who left behind entire families. An exact accounting of every single solitary one needs to be had. As of today, there are 2,488 U.S. troops and personnel who've died in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Freedom's Sentinel, our Afghanistan conflicts. 20,000 722 have been wounded. I'm the first president in 40 years who knows what it means to have a child serving in a war zone. And throughout this process, my North Star has been remembering what it was like when my late son Bo.
Yo, what is happening right now? Is he? It feels like he's like falling asleep.
How proud he was to serve his country. How insistent he was to deploy his unit, and the impact it had on him and all of us at home. We already have service members doing their duty in Afghanistan today whose parents served in the same war. We have service members who were not yet born when our nation was attacked on 9/11.
I mean, he's right about that.
War
2
in
years
Afghanistan was never meant
2 years ago,
to be
someone who had just turned
multi-generational
18 died in Afghanistan.
We were attacked.
I remember covering
we went
it.
to war with clear goals.
I think it was 2 years ago.
We achieved those objectives. Bin Laden is
Like,
dead.
it's fucking insane, dude.
Al-Qaeda is degraded in Iraq, in Afghanistan. And it's time to end the forever war. Thank you all for listening. May God protect our troops. May God bless all those families who lost someone in this endeavor.
Okay. The other thing that I'm like legitimately worried about is they're just gonna like fucking let potentially what if they're pulling out so that they can let like fucking Iran take over so they can justify additional military usage of like military forces against Iran to like engage in more, you know, saber rattling with Iran or some shit. I'm like actually fucking worried about that as well. But ultimately, listen, guys, this is a good thing. Pulling out of Afghanistan is a fucking good thing, okay? Pulling out of Afghanistan is a good thing. It's just, no matter what happens, it's always going to have negative consequences because that's how we operate, okay? That's how the United States operates. It's our bread and butter, okay? Our main fucking, domestically, our, you know, primary industry is murdering people through our care industry. And internationally, we are imperialists. And our bread and butter is weapons of war, weapons of murder, weapons of mass destruction. So I'm still worried that there's, I mean, whenever someone says like, oh, I'm going to pull out, it's like an abusive ex, you know what I mean? It's like an emotionally manipulative, abusive ex that has, you know, gaslit you. And they're like, oh, you're doing this nice thing, but okay, why are you doing this nice thing? Even if it literally makes sense. It makes perfect sense for us to pull out of Afghanistan. But it's still genuinely terrifying because at the same time, I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that? When Kabul falls to the Taliban within 3 months after the U.S. leaves, they start killing people in the streets. They will blame Biden for it. No, you're right. Famously, the Taliban haven't been killing people in the streets while American military presence was there. Oh, wait, never mind. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They literally have been, okay? So what are you talking about? It's the same kind of, it's the same exact energy as this, okay? Concerns mount that U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan could risk progress on women's rights. It's fucking bullshit. You don't give a fuck, okay? America has never held up a standard of women's rights as a reason to, like, operate with foreign allies. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is literally the prime example of this. Shut the fuck up. Two, that's not the main concern of American imperialism is not, like, you know, spreading women's rights. It's as ridiculous a notion as, like, invading Afghanistan for a mission to spread democracy, or, sorry, invading Iraq as a mission to spread democracy. It's fucking bullshit. That's never been the case. Okay? It's just virtue signaling. Okay? Obviously, it's going to have a destabilizing force. Pulling troops out of Afghanistan is always going to be a gamble. There is going to be a destabilizing element there when you straight up fucking pull troops out, no matter what happens. What you have to look for is, if you stay there, what are the negative consequences? If you pull out, what are the negative consequences, and weigh them against the positives. The positives is that you remove your influence over a country and allow a country to potentially regain autonomy. Now, will it be likely that Afghanistan regains autonomy? I don't know. Will that autonomy mean the Taliban completely influencing the entire region and the entire nation? Most likely. Even if it is fucking the Taliban, though, what will they do with their newfound power and autonomy is what we need to talk about. It is what we need to monitor. Okay, you are correct. Spent all of 2012 in Afghanistan, seen it firsthand. Like, but don't come at me with this bullshit, okay? Like, don't fucking come at me with this, like, oh my God, I'm so concerned about Afghanistani women. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. When we know that American soldiers literally abused, raped, murdered women and children in Afghanistan, also, if given autonomy, there's a chance the leftist rebellious force could rise up. Yeah, fuck no. That's not going to happen. Let's be real. There's always a chance, but it's literally never going to happen. If you want, that's the easiest way to justify invading Afghanistan one more time, you know, for the fucking memes and the lols. You are delusional if you think that any Middle Eastern country is ever going to have a genuine leftist uprising, okay, at this stage. Without America having a what would resemble basically a fucking leftist coup d'etat, none of the countries that are imperial charters, none of the countries that are our vassal states are ever going to turn around and magically be allowed to have leftist rebellions. They will get squashed. They will get murdered. The CIA, if they can't kill them, will, turn them into... the CIA will, if they don't kill them, will turn them into enemies and then justify military intervention in the region once again. Okay? Don't be ridiculous. The only times you've actually seen any sort of like liberation or any sort of like populist movement in the Arab Spring, for example, is oftentimes still militant Islamist elements within the governance, within the country's like pre-existing power structure that regain control of the country because the American government and the American State Department is on board with that happening. Okay? That's just how it works. There are very few countries that do not have direct American involvement within their administrations. And Turkey isn't even one of them. Iran would be one of them. Okay? That's like the only fucking country. And we all know why Iran is the way it is right now. So it's a bad thing to take our troops home? No. Motherfuckers be like Rojava, dude. Yo, white leftists are fucking delusional, dude. They are delusional, bro. Yeah, I know. You saw a bunch of fucking dope vets who are super fucking specific lefties now who were in the region and are now feeding you this information in their podcasts or wherever the fuck you're hearing it from. But like Rojava is never going to be a fucking anarcho-communist nation state, okay, which is inherently an oxymoronic statement. But like, stop, okay, stop. Kurdish autonomy in the region or an independent nation state of Kurdistan will only exist if regional powers allow it, okay? And if the regional power of Turkey and Iran and even Russia allow it to exist, or the regional powers of Israel and the United States allow it to exist. So it's either going to be a puppet state for American interests, or it's going to be an approved Turkish approved autonomous region or autonomous state. Straight up. Anyway. Afghanistan was Communist Party in the 50s, 60s. Anything is possible. Yeah, look at Afghanistan now, though, motherfucker. That's the point. Exactly. Wow, pleasantly surprised by your views on politics. Came here for the GTA gameplay. Gonna stick around for chat. Greets from Greece, yo. Holy shit. We caught a live one, boys. Here's another thing I will tell you. Do not be shocked if we, as the American government, decide to treat Taliban as a legitimate entity, because that's how things work, okay? You have militant powers that either already had power within the pre-existing governance structure, or militant power that actually fights hard enough to literally fucking gain power and legitimacy over the region, whether it's through conflict, murder, rape, war, all yada yada, torture. Then they gain actual legitimacy and are solidified or made permanent, made legitimate by the American government, and then they become the fucking actual politicians of Afghanistan. So do not be shocked if, and we are kind of doing this with the Taliban already, that they will now be the actual fucking responsible party for Afghan affairs. Okay? Anyway. So, of course, there are already like generals and shit talking about how we shouldn't move out. Of course, there are already people talking about how like, oh, we have concerns, because women's rights greatly benefited from American military involvement. Like, I mean, seriously, nothing says women's rights like blasting through a fucking civilian region looking for Taliban or looking for Al Qaeda members and therefore murdering women's fucking children in their arms. That's what I think about when I think about women's rights. I think about some fucking corn-fed 18-year-old jarhead who's been filled to the fucking brim with like psychotic American military imperialist ideology. Okay, pumped up on like whatever kind of fucking steroids that they're experimenting on the soldiers there for the day, breaking through a fucking door and accidentally blasting a fucking 14-year-old in the face. That's what I think about when I think about women's rights in Afghanistan, okay? I cannot think about another way to literally bring about women's rights in Afghanistan than having some corn-fed motherfucker from Iowa who literally has no business being there, who's been brainwashed into fucking being there, act out of pure fucking fear and pure anger that they've been fucking coded in to feel. That's what I think about. As an Afghan, you're a moron. Okay, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. You really just want people to be like you? I mean, kind of. Yeah, I would like that. I would like people to have the same approach that I do to war. I think it's bad overall, almost always. Literally always. As an Afghan, motherfucker says. Listen, sir. After I finished my liberal arts degree in Wesleyan, I got a master's at Yale, and now I'm working for the American State Department, and I've been living in Afghanistan for 6.5 months in the American region, which means I'm basically Afghani, okay? I'll have you know, sir, that as someone who has direct information on what's going on the ground, sir, I find your statements to be distasteful. Dude, I agree with the troops moving out, but acting like there wasn't massive progress on women's rights by removing the influence of Taliban in major populous regions in Afghanistan is disingenuous, man. Okay, guys. Okay. I'm not saying that the Taliban are fucking saints, okay? What I'm simply stating is that America, one, does literally not give a shit about women's rights, as I've given you plenty of examples of the United States working with, collaborating with, and even selling billions of dollars worth of arms to countries that do not give a single shit about women's rights, okay? I.e., Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They're also literally doing genocide, but that's besides the point. We're talking about women's rights only right now. Okay, hashtag feminism. Not only that, but also, like, they haven't done anything for women's rights. It's not women's rights when you literally go and murder people, okay? That's not for feminism. They're not murdering people for feminism. And even if they were like saying, we are murdering people right now in Afghanistan for feminism, that would be a laughable notion. Genocide, but besides the point, yeah, well, literally, when you're talking about American imperialism or American involvement in the Middle East and North Africa, you literally say, genocide, you know, it's a common occurrence. We should move beyond that right now and address the other idiotic point that someone was making. This is no different than the argument people launch against fucking Iran when they're like, Iran is actually really bad against homosexuals. The Iranian state is really bad against homosexuals. Okay, so what's the fucking alternative? Like putting MEK in charge? What's the alternative? Bombing them? Like what you're liberating the gays by murdering them first before the Iranian state gets to them or something? Like what the fuck? Like motherfuckers literally feel like it's girl boss shit to like glass entire regions, dude. Bro, I was doing, sorry, sweaty, Israel was doing girl boss shit when they were annexing Golan Heights, okay? Only democracy in the Middle East. That's how it works, motherfucker. They're vegan too. Did you know the IDF is vegan? Yeah, that's what they were doing. I'm demonstrating so much girl power by bulldozing Palestinian territory. Or I'm demonstrating girl boss shit by, I don't know, fucking like I said, unloading an entire magazine into some fucking unsuspecting 14-year-old. Girl power, baby. Actually, Sweaty, the more we bomb Yemen via Saudi Arabia and the UAE, we increase girl boss tenfold. Oh, yeah, dude. Doing praxis. Yeah, doing so much girl boss shit by like murdering women, basically. Okay. All right. You know what's girl boss? Taliban stoning women to death. You're a fucking moron. Yes, you're right. That's bad, which is why we should fucking murder them in a more civilized capacity with drone strikes, brother. Obviously, that's what we should be doing. Why can't any of you goddamn libtards understand the incredibly obvious point I'm making? It's really uncivilized and barbaric to stone women to death, which is why we need to drone strike them. Stones don't cost a lot of money. You can literally pick up a brick, okay? What do you need to do to stone a woman to death? You need a shovel, okay? You need to be able to put up a fucking hole in the ground, have them literally planted inside the hole, and then you can just murder them by stoning them. It's like basically, the sunk cost of a shovel and stone is really cheap. On the other side, you have R&D costs to develop a Raytheon laser-guided missile. You have so many employed people that are literally working around the clock, American brains, the top minds of American society, working side by side to find the most effective way of fucking evaporating, lasering women from miles away from a fucking bunker in Nevada. Okay? Think about that. Using just an Xbox controller. Oof. Oh my God, I get horny thinking about the millions and millions of dollars that are going to be cycling through the American economy just to fucking murder women, which is the infinitely more civilized way of doing things. As a woman, I'd rather be a president, have the U.S. step in and murder my child with a drone strike and try to liberate me. Could we, like, I don't know, offer education, asylum? Yes.